Morning, everyone. Okay, we'll continue with our book reading this morning, The Toyota Way to Service Excellence by Jeffrey K. Leica and Karen Ross. So far, we'll be looking at macro level people principle on chapters in chapter 7. And we've been looking at principle 12, which says integrate outside partners. We've seen how Toyota integrated its supply partners and tried to inculcate their culture or build their culture in them and invested also in their internal processes. Okay, today on page 254, we'll be looking at integrating customers into the culture at Menlo's. Okay, integrating customers into the company, into the culture at Menlo's. Okay, Menlo truly operates as an open system. For example, Menlo gives hundreds of tours each year involving thousands of people. Customers regularly come to plan the project or attend show and tell. Classes are held to teach Menlo's system to other companies. Even babies and dogs are welcome. Human interaction is visible everywhere all the time. Toyota also openly shares its system through daily tours of selected plants. People often ask, what is in it for Toyota to openly share what it does? There are many answers, but one looming above the rest. Opening yourself up to outside visits and scrutiny can strengthen your culture. As noted earlier, Richard Sheridan's job title is Chief Storyteller. This seemed like a cute joke, but he's serious. His biggest asset to the company is telling stories. Externally, his book and presentation help sell the IT work and the training businesses that Menlo does. But when Menlo is selling its culture, and stories are part of the lifeblood of culture. Stories help us create collective identity. Hearing our story repeatedly told to outsiders helps reinforce our culture. Having a constant stream of visitors motivates us to sustain our culture, including keeping artifacts up to date and visible. Being open to outsiders at Menlo's both rejuvenates the culture that is Menlo's chief asset and rejuvenates customers who find joy in being part of the community. Customers cannot help but be integrated into the Menlo's process and culture. They are part of the Menlo's team, from selecting the primary and secondary user personas that was described in chapter 5 to selecting the story cards they are willing to pay for week by week, to show and tells to review the software week by week. The customers are often IT folks who come from a more traditional culture. They do not use folksy language like show and tell meetings. They do not make critical quality decisions with colored sticky dots. They do not use dartboard images to select key users. Menlo is an energizing and fun environment, and often customers do not want to leave. One IT manager who cannot bring his dog to work because of legitimate hygiene concerns in a closely controlled environment asked to bring his dog to Menlo, and the answer was certainly. He wears jeans to meet in on Menlo's days. He is relaxed yet energized at Menlo's. Sometimes he asks if he can continue to hang out and do his work at Menlo after the meeting. For some period for some period of time, he's part of the Menlo culture. The weekly show and tell is critical both for getting rapid feedback and for engaging customers with the culture. Each week, the customers come to Menlo. The customer comes to Menlo, is handed the story card coded that week, and is asked to operate the system with the newly programmed feature. The customer is in control. She's not given voluminous instruction manual. If the software is not intuitive, it needs improvement. In systems theory, we learn that the speed of feedback is critical to self-correcting loops. PDCA depends on rapid feedback and equally rapid response to the feedback. Week by week, the software is written. Tests are written to check the software technically. That is, to check if it does what it is supposed to do. And quality advocates check to see if the software meets their understanding of what the customer wants. But the customer is the final check. By the last week of a 3-year project, all that is really being checked is the last week of work. Is it a wonder that the customers will take the final software and often use it for real work the same day it arrives flawlessly? Customers' complaints are an ancient relic of past life. And even